According to the Search Engine Journal, over 37% of all web mobile traffic comes from YouTube. And so that's a huge amount of people. Like, if you're giving out any information, I think you should at least try YouTube. So today I'm going to give you 10 tips to get you started on creating your channel and getting the best type of video that you can with the equipment you have. So I never really recommend to go out and buy all this brand new equipment or to buy a great camera or do any of these things. You know, there are some people who are just like, they are YouTubers and that is what they do. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people who have a business and I want you to know what it is. And so I give you the information via YouTube. And I really am a big believer in, the medium being the message. And so when you have YouTube, I feel like you're able to really show your personality, really show who you are and what it would be like sitting with you at having a coffee or something, which by the way, I am having a little coffee today. So I think that YouTube is just a really good way to express yourself and your message in a platform that people can really relate to. They can see you, they can see your facial movements, they can see your surroundings, they can see everything that kind of makes up who you are. And it's really tough to hide aspects of your personality when you're on camera. So they might be a little more subdued, but it's really tough to hide those things. So I just wanted to give a few tips because I've gotten a few questions over the past few weeks about how to get started. Should I take down my first video? I made a video and the light was bad. Should I take that one down? And my resounding answer for all of these questions is no. Because when you start your stuff on YouTube, it is very much a journey, just like anything else you do. When you start a business, you don't take down your first picture or your first project that you did. It was all a learning experience. And so I want you to think of everything that you're doing to build your business. I want you to think of that as a learning process. So when you go live on Instagram, it's not going to be perfect. You're not always going to say the right things. And these things aren't natural for us to be speaking into a camera or for us to be taking selfies or for us to be, taking pictures or posing with your family or whatever. These things are not natural things that we do. So they take practice. And one of the things that I love about YouTube is that if you were sitting down talking to someone, would they stumble over their words? Yes. Would they backtrack and change things? Yes. And with YouTube, you're able to edit all that out if you don't want it there, or you can take the video down if you'd like to, although I don't recommend that. And the reason, I'll just start with this, the reason I don't recommend taking those videos down is because oftentimes people won't even find you, like people that you know won't find you on YouTube unless you let them know that you have a channel. Because the way that people use YouTube is that they are searching for information. They don't really care about the delivery. They want to make sure, obviously, it's not a distracting delivery and that you're giving good value. But there are tons of different people out there who talk about nonprofits. There are tons of different people out there who talk about YouTube and how to make videos and how to build your nonprofit or how to build a business or how to build your brand. There are lots of different people, but the reason that people are going to find your organization or your business and the way that you say it is because something with them is connecting. And so I want you to really focus on just giving good information and giving good, strong value rather than the way that your video looks. But today I'll be giving you just a few tips to help you get started. So let's jump right into that. The first thing you want to think about is light. So I'm going to not lie to you today. Today my light is horrible. I'm just using the dining room light and it's coming from this direction. And my point with that is to show you that when my best tip that I ever got from this person that does, he did film and photography and all of these things, and he knew I was starting a YouTube channel. And one of the only things he told me, which I thought helped me so much, was to make sure that the light is hitting you at a 90-degree angle. What he did not tell me though is that you don't need a regular light. Like I have a light hitting me from above and you can see the shadows hitting me here. But generally when I shoot, I have just direct light, but it's not a bright day today, so I had to improvise. But anyway, I use direct light and usually it's coming from, a window, and I usually record between like 9 and 11 a.m. so that the light is hitting at a good subdued kind of light from, I don't know how to explain this, but it's not direct sunlight. So you would sit at a 90-degree angle to the window, and that would be your light. It brightens up your entire face. It makes everything look fantastic. So that's usually how I do things, and that's what I'm recommending to you. So if you have just a natural light somewhere, like a window, just get a natural light and sit 90 degrees to that light, and then set your camera in front of you, obviously. And you'll have enough light for the video. That's one way. The other thing is I have a ring light that I use, and I will link in the description like what the brand is and all of that. But I have a ring light that I use when I record in my other area, and I just sit that right in front of me. You can also sit that at a 90-degree angle, but I sit that usually behind the camera quite a ways away, so that the light is hitting you and illuminating your face. And the ring around it makes it so that the light is even around you. My second tip is that just know your first video will be bad. Like, it's going to be bad. So don't even concern yourself about it, okay? Like, just do it and put it up and just go with it. And try to record a lot of other videos so that one gets moved down to the bottom. But I will tell you that if you're putting good information in your first video, it doesn't matter. People are going to watch it. They're not watching you for vanity reasons. They're watching you because they want the information. And if you can deliver on that information, then you probably will gain a subscriber or someone who will follow you. So don't concern yourself so much about how you look and, you know, how things are going to set up. And I will tell you that over time, you will come up with basically your voice and what I like to call is your uniform. So when I record generally, I like to record in something bright and light. I like to record in something I feel good in. I like to record in usually jeans and a cute top. And I like to have my hair done and some lipstick on. So these are things that over time I realized, like, oh God, I looked at that video, I didn't like this piece of it, so I'm going to improve it. Your videos tend to improve over time. I have now come to a space where I'm very happy with my videos and I'm okay with whatever the quality is at this point. But I don't use anything special for that. I use a Logitech camera that I speak into. It's very small, and I will also put a link to that. And I think I also have a video out that actually shows the camera. But you know, it's all very simple and very basic. You have to realize that you don't want to invest a lot of money into your YouTube equipment, and then this is maybe not something you feel comfortable doing, or this is not your main goal. Like, my main goal is not YouTube. My main goal is to give more information about how to build a nonprofit and how to run a nonprofit, or how to build a business or brands or whatever. Like, all of those things are the important topics of what I do. YouTube is just my way of getting that message out there. So always keep that in mind as well. So number 3 is teach something you know. When I started my YouTube channel, my first video was really teaching how to start a nonprofit. And I did that because I knew how difficult it was for me to start a nonprofit and to find all the information and to find out which, you know, what needed to be done where and how it needed to be done, all of these things. And so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to make a video for someone else so they don't have to go through all of this, you know, trouble. That has ended up being one of my most popular videos ever, and I think it's probably one of the most horrible videos I've ever done because it has this crazy music in the background, and I apologize to anyone who goes back and watches that video, but it has some crazy music in the background, and I'm just giving you the 7 steps of how to start your nonprofit. So I mean, it's not a great video. If I could take it down, I totally would, but I feel like the value that people are getting from it is more important than what I don't like about the video. So I want you to just put your video up there, keep making them. You will get better over time. Don't worry about any of this stuff. And so this is kind of a pep talk, you guys, because I just want you to just move forward and just get the information out. Just focus on that. So number 4 is to share or not share. So this really comes down to how you feel about your pathway, right? Like, you're gonna find people on YouTube no matter what. So YouTube is, because it is a search engine type of, you know, platform, people are always searching for what they need And so if you pop up in that search, then great, they're going to watch your video. Now, when I put up my 7 steps video, I didn't tell friends and family that this is what I was doing. I did not say, hey, I'm starting a YouTube channel. I didn't do that until probably like a year or so later. And the reason for that is because I wanted to get comfortable on camera. I wanted to be comfortable with what I was doing, and I wanted to know that this wasn't just a pet project. I wanted to know that this is something I actually really thought I could do and wanted to do. So, so if you're thinking about whether you should share your video or not share your video, it honestly doesn't really matter. Like it depends on what your overall goal is. So if your overall goal is to build a business, and this is just the first way that you have to do this, then you can either, if you already have a business, then I would just focus on the business and have your YouTube video sitting out there being found on its own. You can put it on Twitter, you can put it on Instagram if you want to, if you're that comfortable. You can just let friends and family know. You can just let your business clients know if you want them to go watch it. It depends on how you feel about the quality of your video. When I did my first video, I really had no idea what I was doing. I just put out information, and I tried to do a little bit of editing with the music and stuff, and that was horrible. And so I didn't tell anybody. I just put it up and left it there. And I think for me, I think that was the best route, because I did not want to hear what anyone else had to say, to be honest. I just wanted to put the video up and see what happened from it. So then I spent time over the next year just creating more and more videos, and I had a goal of like, I'm going to create 52 videos over that year, and I'm going to and then I'll see where things go. I'll give myself like 6 to 8 months to see if this is even gaining any traction. Well, I completely forgot about that first video, and that first video now has like 100 and something views, 100 and something thousand views, I'm sorry, which I would have never anticipated it to get to that point. And the thing is like on YouTube, and just like any other search engine, it just takes time, and it takes people searching for that information for them to find you. So the share or don't share question is truly up to you, like whatever you feel comfortable doing. Your video will still be found if you don't share it, and your video will still do fine if you do share it. Number 5 is to give yourself time. Be patient, okay? And before you can even be impatient, be consistent. So try to maybe give yourself a time frame of like 3 months or 6 months, like I told you in the past, my past tip. Give yourself like 6 months and see if there's any traction. If there's no traction and you're realizing like, hey, I need to actually really promote this thing, or I'm not seeing any difference in getting business or anything like that, then just decide that you're going to share in 6 months, or decide you're going to share in 3 months, or whatever the case. But always have little benchmarks so you can find out, how was I doing and how am I doing now after being consistent for this amount of time. And decide if you're going to do like videos once a week, or every 3 days, or what is going to be your consistent practice. People are going to want to hear from you pretty often, and they're going to want to hear from you consistently. So instead of working on whether you're going to take this video down or not, focus on whether or not you're going to actually be consistent, because that will be the telltale sign as to whether or not your information is really needed or not, and how much people are searching that. And the other thing I would add in is like, this is a time to have a lot of fun. When you're just starting out, no one knows about your videos yet. So you can talk about a lot of different things, and you can see which ones gain traction. So if you want to talk about, prenatal care, you can talk about that. And if you want to talk about fitness, you can talk about that. If you want to talk about finances, you can talk about that. You can truly share whatever you want in your life. But what happens later is you'll start to see that, oh, okay, people really like videos on these types of things. And what I found was people really like videos on nonprofit information. So I'm going to do my best to help other nonprofit founders get the information they need so that they can also build their nonprofits. Or maybe you'll find that it's about, finances instead of prenatal care. You don't know, but you have to just get out there and try and put your information out there and see what is being found. And then it helps you also niche yourself down. So my 6th tip is to think about how people search for your information. So if you are looking for something in beauty, you're probably going to type in how to put on eye makeup, or how to apply blush, or whatever it is. So when you find those videos, if you look at the title, generally the titles will say exactly what you searched for or something along those lines. So one of the things I didn't know until later in my YouTubing was that when you're writing up your information for your YouTube video, write up your title to be what people would search for, not what you want to name it. Now people are going and searching for this, so you have to think about how would my customer be searching for this, or how would my viewer find me? And so that's how you want to create your title and your description. You really want to focus on those pieces of your YouTube videos. Also, you'll want to turn on your monetization and you'll want to turn on your notifications. So speaking of having a place to direct, my tip number 7 is to have a call to action. So whatever that call to action is going to be, whether it's putting people on your newsletter or sending them to a Facebook group, whatever it is, find the way that you are most comfortable with and send people to those places. Even if it's just your website for your first video, you may not have anywhere to send them. And that's okay. So send them to those places and get them started basically consuming other pieces of your content that you've created. So tip number 8 is to have a larger goal for your videos. Have it be part of something much larger. Like, where are you trying to eventually take these people and what do you want them to learn from you? So if you have a download or you have something that you've created that you want them to eventually either buy or download or sign up for or visit or whatever it is, have all of that stuff ready so that you can actually tell them to do that in the video. Number 9 is to learn how to batch record. This is huge. This is honestly a time saver and like a productivity like tip, hack, whatever you want to call it. Record, and then record some more, all at the same time. And the reason that you do that is because it saves you a lot of time and a lot of effort from, so basically you're brainstorming your videos out, you're outlining your videos, and then you're recording them. You want to sit out time to record about 3 to 6 videos at a time so that basically you can work on the other things that are important to you and important to your business without recording all the time because that just doesn't work. So anyway, so you want to make sure that you have time to record and batch record. That would be my biggest tip to you of all, and I think I've said this in a previous video, but it's so helpful. So batch record, because then all you have to do is go to your files and put up your next video, but you are working on a ton of other things during that week and getting more work done because you no longer have to worry about this piece of your strategy. So really work on batch recording. My last tip to you is to be you. Be you 100%. If someone met me right now and they talked to me, on the street, or they talked to me at coffee, or they were asking me about YouTube, they would get the same information, they'd get the same Ashley. There would be no difference. And that should be your goal. You want people to know you. And if they don't like you, that's okay. Then you're not for them, and I'm not for everybody, and everybody's not for everybody else, right? So don't be worried about turning people off for the way that you are. You're going to attract what you need, and you're going to attract what's right for you. So you can't have everybody. So you should just be talking to one specific person. And I know you guys heard me drill this in many, many times. And if you haven't had my perfect customer, find your perfect customer download, I will also try to link that down below too, but you can get all of these things on the Socialife Diaries if you sign up for that at ashleytate.com. And I hope you'll come join us at the Socialife Tribe as well, and you can get that invitation when you sign up to the Socialife Diaries as well. So just don't concern yourself with trying to be like anyone or trying to come off like anyone else. These are the things that make you different, and that's why YouTube is such an amazing platform, because it really does allow you to be yourself 100% and really relay that through video. So always focus on being 100% you. Like, record yourself, and even when you feel like, oh God, I shouldn't have said that, or I'm gonna have to take that out, that's okay. That means you're being authentic, and that means you're being real. So just be sure to focus on that. If you're focusing on anything, focus on being 100% you. And I will end my video on that note. But I do want to add just two more things. In speaking about being 100% yourself, realize that there are different facets to who you are. There's a professional side of you, there's a humorous side to you, there's a serious side to you, there's all different sides that not everyone gets to see. So realize that you still can choose what type of persona that you want to show on your YouTube videos. So if I'm talking about serious information, I'm probably going to be a little bit more serious, but it's still who I am, and I want you to bring that side of you out. Decide if you want to be humorous, decide if you want to be charismatic, or if you want to be serious and professional, or if you just want to be casual. Like, decide what type of persona you want to put out there, because the same persona I send to you guys, my kids may not see, right? They probably get more of a serious, like, we're doing things, we got things to do side of me. So think about how you want to present, and then put yourself out there like that. Don't worry about if you mess up on your first video, your first 10 videos. Don't even worry about it. All of this is practice. No one's perfect on YouTube the first time they open up the camera and shoot their first video. That would be my advice to you guys, and I hope that the tips I gave you help. And if you have any questions about any of the tips I gave, or you have any questions about any of it in general, just go ahead and leave a comment down below, or you can go to my website and leave a comment there on this video. So I hope to see you at ashleytate.com, because that is where all the fun happens. I have the sign up there for you to sign up for the Socialife Diaries. I'd love to have you on there, and I just leave more information about Q&As that I get, or any upcoming live videos that I do, or anything happening in the tribe. It's a fun place to be. So go sign up there if you're interested in that, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.